preparation for The Last of Us Part 2, here's the story for The Last of Us so far. One of our protagonists, Joel, returns home to find his daughter Sarah asleep. Joel sends his daughter to bed, but she's later awoken that night by a loud explosion. The two quickly realize that something bad is going on in their city. Joel meets up with his brother Tommy, and the three of them try to escape. Joel and Sarah run into a military personnel who is given the order to shoot them. Tommy saves the two of them, but Sarah is shot in the stomach in the crossfire, and she dies in Joel's arms. We jump ahead 20 years to find that mankind is on the brink of extinction. A virus has spread across the world, turning people into zombies. If you are bitten by one or breathe in their spores, you will turn into one within the day. Joel is now living on his own in Boston. We meet Tess, who, though the game never states it, we are led to believe is his new girlfriend. Tess and Joel set out to find Robert, an arms dealer who screwed them over on a shipment of guns they ordered. They capture Robert and find out that he sold their guns to the Fireflies, a revolutionary militia group that believes the military is not handling the infection well at all. Joel and Tess decide to try to find the Fireflies to get their guns back. At this exact time, Marlene, the leader of the Fireflies, approaches the two and asks them to smuggle something out of the city for her, and if they do so, they will receive their guns and then some. At this time, we meet Ellie, a 14-year-old girl who is the other protagonist of the story. We find out that Ellie is the thing that Marlene wants us to smuggle outside the city. Tess leaves with Marlene to go confirm that the guns are legit, leaving Joel to watch over Ellie, thus setting up the dynamic duo that will continue throughout the rest of the game. While trying to sneak out of the city, Tess, Joel, and Ellie are captured by two military officers. They begin to scan them with a device to see if they are infected or not. At this time, we find out that Ellie is in fact infected, but with a twist. She is immune to the virus, thus explaining why Marlene had such high importance on Ellie getting smuggled out of the city. The team was told to take Ellie to the Capitol building, where they will meet up with another group of Fireflies and hand Ellie off to them. Unfortunately, upon arriving at the Capitol building, the gang finds out that the entire squad of Fireflies were killed by military officers. Tess tells Joel that it is now their duty to take Ellie to the Fireflies. Wondering why she's so hell-bent on completing this mission, Joel interrogates Tess's motives. It is at this point we find out that Tess has in fact been bitten and is infected and is doomed to die in a matter of hours. Granting her dying wishes, Joel agrees to take Ellie to the Fireflies. Tess stays behind to fight off a group of military officers who eventually gun her down. Not knowing where to find the Fireflies, Joel decides to set out to find his brother Tommy, who was once a Firefly member but has since left their organization. Joel seeks out a man named Bill, who he believes will be able to help them find a ride out of the city and on their way to find Tommy. Bill agrees to help Ellie and Joel. The gang sets out on a mission to find a working car, eventually discovering one in the house of Bill's old partner. The gang jumpstarts the truck, and Joel and Ellie hit the road on their way to Wyoming, the last known location of Tommy. Trying to pass through Pittsburgh, the two find that the highway is blocked by a bunch of rundown cars. They try to cut through the city, but in doing so, they run into a group of bandits that set a trap to try to lure them in. The two escape, but are on the run from the bandits throughout the city. While on the run from the bandits, Joel and Ellie run into another traveling duo, Henry and Sam. The two are brothers, and they are looking for the rest of their party, but it is believed that the rest of their party is dead and they are the only two survivors. Joel and Ellie agree to team up with Henry and Sam and try to make their way out of the city. Unfortunately, the new friendship is short-lived when we find out that Sam, Henry's younger brother, has been bitten and is turned into an infected. Henry makes a tough decision and kills his brother, and then after doing so, he takes his own life, leaving Ellie and Joel again on their own. The duo finally end up in Wyoming and accidentally stumble upon Tommy and his band of survivors. Joel explains to Tommy that Ellie is immune to the virus and that he needs him to take Ellie to the Fireflies so they can hopefully create a vaccine to cure this whole disease. Tommy is reluctant to leave his life he has created here. The two argue over who will take Ellie to the Fireflies, but before a decision can be made, Tommy's base becomes under attack. After the attack, Tommy has a change of heart and agrees to take Ellie to the Fireflies. Tommy's wife is not too happy with the decision, and the two argue. Ellie sees the argument and pieces together that Joel is about to hand her off to Tommy. Ellie, who sees Joel as a father figure now, is not happy about parting ways, so she steals a horse and runs away from the camp. Tommy and Joel eventually find her in a rundown ranch outside of town. Ellie tells Joel that she learned about Sarah, his dead daughter, from Tommy's wife. This strikes a nerve with Joel, and he loses his temper a little bit, telling Ellie that she is not his daughter and he is not her father, and that the two will part ways once they return to Tommy's camp. When the gang finally returns to Tommy's camp, Joel has a change of heart. He tells Tommy that he will take Ellie to the Fireflies research lab. Ellie and Joel reach the Fireflies research lab stationed in Colorado, only to find out that it is now empty. While searching for clues for where the Fireflies might be, the two are attacked by a group of bandits. Joel gets into a fist fight with one of them and falls from the second floor onto a piece of rebarb, which punctures his stomach. Ellie gets Joel to safety and sews up his wound, but without some proper medicine, Joel's life is in the balance. While out hunting, Ellie runs into another group of survivors. She has shot a deer, and the group would like to barter for the meat. She tells them that they can take the deer if they can supply her with some medicine for Joel. While waiting for one of his members to retrieve the medicine from their camp, Dave, the leader of the group, reveals that he is the one who sent the bandits to the Firefly campus and that they were the ones who attacked Joel and Ellie. Though the bandits want revenge for the comrades that Ellie and Joel killed, they still uphold their end of the bargain and give Ellie the medicines. She makes a quick escape and returns to Joel to give him the medicine. The victory is short-lived as Ellie finds out that the bandits have tracked her back to their hideout. Joel, who is still incapacitated, needs time to rest, so Ellie tries to lead the bandits away from their camp. Ellie is eventually captured by Dave and brought back to their camp. We find out that they're not only bandits but also cannibals, and Ellie fears for her life. Joel eventually wakes up and is in a panic when he finds out that Ellie is nowhere to be found. At the same time, Ellie is able to escape from the bandits and tries to escape from the compound altogether. Joel captures two men from Dave's bandit group and interrogates them on the location of their hideout so he can go and save Ellie. While trying to escape from the bandit camp, Ellie is eventually cornered by Dave. They get into a fight, and Ellie comes out on top, killing Dave. At this time, Joel finds Ellie and tells her everything's going to be alright, and the two escape the camp, a little worse for wear. Joel and Ellie finally make it to the headquarters for the Fireflies all the way out in Utah. Here we meet Marlene again, who thanks Joel for bringing Ellie across the country and to them. It is at this time, though, that we find out that the only possible way to make a vaccine from Ellie's genetics is to remove her brain, as that is where the spores of the infection grow. Joel obviously isn't too happy to hear this, as he now sees Ellie as a daughter. So he makes it his mission to go on a rampage throughout the hospital to find Ellie and save her from the surgery. Joel is able to fight his way through the Firefly facility and escape with Ellie unharmed. We see the two driving in a car again. Ellie wakes up with anesthesia finally wearing off. She asks Joel what happened, and here Joel decides to lie to Ellie, telling her that there's tons of other kids who are immune to the disease, but that the Fireflies were unable to make any vaccine from their genetics at all. They wind up back in Wyoming, going to live with Tommy and his group of survivors in their village. Again, Ellie confronts Joel about what happened at the Firefly base, telling him to tell her the truth that there was no way to make a vaccine from her blood. Joel continues to lie to her, saying that there's nothing that the Fireflies could do.